Well, scrolling through social media, it's become a little bit of the norm when it comes to getting a feel for the current political climate. And while some Alberta candidates have been quick to discredit what's said on Twitter, one researcher has been crunching the data to see what it takes to come out on top.
Twitter is an important battleground for political parties to set the agenda.
What's trending in the election with hashtags like ABLedge or ABPoly can have an impact, according to this U of A researcher.
That when people are talking about social policy issues and the environment, the NDP is actually winning the agenda-setting game. But if they're talking about the economy, budgets, pipelines, and that kind of thing, then the UCP has an advantage.
Today, Rachel Notley holding a campaign stop at a farm in Ardrossan with no new policy announcements, pulling out more shots against her main opponent.
So what did we hear from Mr. Kenney? Did we hear an acknowledgement that he has a problem with racists and bigots?
Well, Kenney in Calgary choosing to talk about job numbers. But the conversations aren't always framed by the leader, according to this researcher. Generally, he says, Twitter is neutral, even slanted to the UCP, with all the talk about the economy. But the big moments where the UCP lost messaging were around GSA policy platforms and so-called bozo eruptions from candidates.
If a bozo eruption or some kind of major event happens within 48 hours of the vote, as has happened in previous Alberta elections, that can turn the vote because people in Alberta, first of all, there's a large number of undecideds, and second of all, people make their decision quite late.
And as for Mandel and Khan after last night's debate, Wesley says the environment is still extremely polarized.
They had a blank slate, and that's a very low bar in terms of expectations. So I'm not surprised to see people saying they were pleasantly surprised with the performance of David Khan and Stephen Mandel because the expectations for them going into the campaign were so low.
In Edmonton, Carly Robinson, City News.